So today, my friends, we have the developers radio for the informations that are coming during version 3.4, so we are going to talk about it, and I would love to hear your opinion about it in the comments section below. Now before we start, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Star Rail, and without any further ado, let's just get started. So let's see what they have for us for version 3.4. So the first one is no grind needed, instantly unlock character enhancement. Okay, so finally we are going to get some information about character enhancements. Starting in version 3.4, Silver Wolf, Blade, Kafka and Jing, a very cool setup actually here, will have enhanced mode enabled by default. This enhancement includes adjustments to their abilities, traces and eidolons. So apparently we aren't going to need to grind for the enhanced mood, but instead they are just going to have it by default, which is actually pretty cool. That is going to definitely help people to immediately get basically the enhancement instead of having to both farm for the enhanced characters and farm for the new characters. That would be a hell, so it's nice to see them actually giving us it immediately like that. For example, Silver Wolf's ultimate and skill have both been updated. Oh, they are going to give us some information about her. Her ultimate is now AoE. Okay, attack instead of a single target, one. And her skill will now prioritize adding the weakness type of the first ally in your lineup. Okay, that pretty much solves all of her problems. This is literally solving all of her problems. Like, her ultimate is now AoE, which is perfect, and then even basically her skill is going to always give the weakness type of the character that you have in first in your lineup, and then if the enemy has that weakness, it's going to basically add a different weakness. This is absolutely insane. This is very good buff. It's literally what she needed. Now all she needs is just some stat buffs so that she can deal some damage, and that's all she needed. She literally just needed this. For real, this is literally what she needed. This is a very awesome buff. I really hope that the other characters are going to get as perfect buff as this. Either way, meanwhile, Trailblazers can toggle enhanced mode on or off at will. Turn it off to restore the character's original abilities. So apparently you will be able to also change from the enhanced mood to the basically previous stat, which means that if you want for some reason to use the character without the buffs, you can do so as well, and that is very awesome. More details about character enhancement will be revealed in the version 3.4 special program. Stay tuned. So we are going to soon get basically the special program. I think that it should be basically either on Thursday or on Friday, and that's when we are going to get basically the special program and all of the news that we are going to get with it. Either way, the second thing is new feature, more freedom in story experience. Starting in version 3.4, 2 new features will be added: skip dialogue and story summary. Finally we are going to get skip dialogue and story summary. This is absolutely insane, like for real, man, for real. Finally, version 3.6 will further introduce the story recap feature. No matter how you like to enjoy the story or where you are in your journey, we hope these tools help you experience Honkai Star Rail your way and at your own pace. Yes, thank you. For us people who like to read the story, we are going to read it regardless of whether there is a dialogue skip or not. For those who don't like to read the story, they will hate the game if they are forced to read a lot of yapping that they don't care about. So thank you very much for finally adding dialogue skip, because if a story doesn't have a skip button, then it's actually going to make so many people mad, and it's going to make so many people lose interest in the game overall. So having a skip button is always a W for both the players and the developers as well. I really don't understand why did it take them so long to add it. Honkai Impact 3rd Part 1 had one of the absolute best stories in the entire gacha gaming, and it still did have a dialogue skip, because why would you not have it? People who enjoy your story are going to enjoy it regardless of whether there is this skip button or not. So I really don't understand why did it take them this long, but finally we are getting it. Story summary. When skipping, you will see a summary of key events and major characters that appeared in the skipped segment. So there is an example here. If you skip basically the segment where Herta and Skrulum talks, as you can see, they are going to tell you what the story summary is. Herta and Skrulum used projections to perceive what is transpiring inside Amphoreus, and this is actually very good because, as you can see, they used projections. They are telling you they agreed the priority was to track down you and then Hong. So this is actually very good. It seems like they are going to summarize it in a very well way. If you actually skip the story and you read the summary, it seems like you are going to get like 99% of the information summarized to you like this, and you can read it really fast and just get the hang of what is happening in the story. This is definitely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The dialogue skip feature will apply to dialogues in Trailblaze missions, Trailblaze continuance, companion missions, and adventure missions. It does not apply to cutscenes. Nobody is going to skip cutscenes. Even people who don't enjoy basically the dialogue aren't going to skip cutscenes. Like, you guys have some of the absolute best cutscenes in the entire gaming history, so don't worry. Even if you have a skip button, nobody's going to skip cutscenes. Like, come on. Or exploration gameplay, and that is not skippable. That is not something that you would want to skip either way. In version 3.4, story summary will be available for the worlds of Amphoreus, Jarilo 6, and the Herta space station. So they are giving you the skip button for the people who are just starting with the game and for the people who are at the very end of the story. So both of them are going to have the skip button, but anything in between, which is pretty much the Xianzhou Laofu and basically the Penacony story, these stories aren't going to have the skip button yet. They are going to add it later. Now you might ask, why aren't they adding just a button to these stories as well? Well, it's most likely, in my opinion at least, I don't know if this is the reason or not, but most likely it is because of this. They don't want to put that much of effort inside basically one version for all of this story and summarize literally every single bit of it, but instead they want to give us it basically from time to time. So maybe in version 3.5, or basically the rest will be added in version 3.6. Okay, so it's telling us here basically the version 3.6 is going to have the rest of it. So they want to do half of the job right now in 3.4 and then the other half in 3.6. Either way, it's a really cool feature and it's gonna be definitely very useful to every player. In version 3.6, the new story recap feature will go live. What? Hello? Oh, right, this is story summary, yeah. Sorry, that's my mistake. Okay, that's my mistake. In version 3.6, the new story recap feature will go live. Trailblazers can choose to re-experience completed Trailblaze missions, Trailblaze continuances, and companion missions. They can freely choose if they wish to view specific cutscenes or cinematics. Absolute cinema. This is absolute cinema. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Additionally, story recap will also allow for you to experience different dialogue choices or have the dialogue options to be freely chosen, thus making the recap experience even smoother. However, the story combat and exploration experience cannot be rewound. For more details, please pay attention to future announcements. So you remember sometimes they give us basically some choices that we need to choose between, and you always have to choose one, and then you would sit down and wonder what would happen if you choose something else. Well, I can guarantee you nothing special is going to happen, but some interactions actually do change from time to time, which is really cool. Some might be basically a joke, some might be serious, but some interactions do change actually based on what you pick. But nothing major happens in the story based on what you pick. Either way, now you will be able actually to experience all of the choices in case you want to, and you will be able to see what the interactions are going to be. And then we have, apparently this is the last thing, yeah, so this is the last one. New companion, Scholar Wobby, is here to help. Feeling overwhelmed while building your characters? Yes! Coming in version 3.5, we will be launching Scholar Wobby Beta on HoYoLab. Oh, come on, why do you have to launch it on HoYoLab? Why not just launch it inside the game? Like, come on, man, come on. to guide you through the process. Like for me it doesn't really matter, I am already on Hoyolab, but for players, some players don't like to basically log into different websites and give their cookies to basically to the developers, so it's really not cool that they are launching it on Hoyolab instead of inside the game. But either way, Scholar Wobby analyzes in-game data and considers the characters and relics you own to intelligently recommend team lineups plus optimal relic setups for each team. But that's not all. Wobby goes the extra mile by offering personalized optimization tips. It can help you identify promising relics hidden in your inventory or suggest which relics to farm next. During the beta, we warmly welcome all Trailblazers to try Wobby on Hoyolab and share feedback to help train Wobby further on it. So it can grow into your go-to companion for team building and character growth. This is another basically instance of where AI is a perfect help for humanity, but it's not always like that. Sometimes it's basically the biggest danger for humanity and their jobs, obviously. Either way, this is pretty much all in all perfect actually changes and updates that they are going to implement, especially this skip and summary dialogue. This seems actually very promising, because it seems from here that they are summarizing the most important information and they are putting them basically there, not just some yapping, and this is going to be very helpful for people who aren't interested in reading all of the dialogue but just the most important parts. So this looks actually a very promising change to the story, which is absolutely phenomenal. Either way, this is my opinion about it. I would love to hear your opinion about it in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell beside it to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Star Rail. And with that being said, see you as always in the next video.